Everyone has a story, and I have been busy over the last few weeks writing down mine to tell mine. I'm really excited to be able to be releasing a book very, very soon. I'm actually just uploading files and waiting for things to process now, so I thought it was a really good opportunity to tell you all what it's about. So, my book is about something that happened in my life that I really struggled with at the time and have struggled with since. I think that a lot of people could relate to it, and I hope that it brings strength and hope to some people. My book is about my experience with domestic violence and living in a relationship that was abusive. My book is called Why I Stayed because once I left the relationship, I was asked many times the same question: why did you stay? And I used to hate that question, but now I'm taking it as an opportunity to educate people on why women like me stay in relationships that are clearly abusive and not good for them. I also hope to bring strength and hope to some women that you can come through on the other side. I lived a lot of my relationship in denial. I didn't know what to call it. I knew that I didn't like the way I felt when I was being controlled and called names and every cruel comment that was made. I knew I didn't like it. I knew I wasn't happy. I knew I was miserable. But it took me many years to really understand and to be able to identify the behaviors as domestic violence. So, my book does contain some specific incidences. It contains details. It contains the lead up to, big escalations. There are stories in the book that you might relate to and say, "Wow, I didn't realize that that was considered a form of abuse." It took me many years to really, identify some of the behaviors as abusive. And I know that a lot of people don't understand what it's like to live in that situation. I heard a lot of people say I'd be gone so fast, and you're entitled to that opinion, but for a lot of us, that's not the reality. A lot of my staying was centered around fear of what would happen if I left the relationship, fear of what would happen to my children, to my family members, because there were threats made. A lot of my domestic violence was based on an emotional hold to keep me there, and it was my low self esteem, my low confidence that kept me there as well. I believed that I deserved a lot of what I got. I believed that I instigated it. I believed that I wasn't worth anything more. I didn't believe I was worth anything better. So it's taken me 5 years to get to this point that I feel comfortable sharing my story. I know a few women who have said that they can't even talk about it just yet, let alone be sharing it. I think it will be relatable to some people, especially for women who are out of the relationship. They can relate to the feelings that you experience afterwards and that you may still experience. And there's a little bit about my healing in there, how I did learn to move forward, how I did push myself to move forward, and my complete demise after the relationship. I spiraled in a dramatic way. I own that now, and I have acknowledged that, and I'm moving on. But it's still a healing process, it's still a journey, and it's still something that I don't think will ever get done completely. It's something that's made me who I am. I am a very strong, independent person these days. It has definitely shaped who I am. So I finished the book. I'm really proud of it. Bit apprehensive about how it will be received. Obviously, quite apprehensive about how my ex-husband's family and friends may receive it. But domestic violence, it thrives when we don't talk about it. It thrives when we cover up incidences or we explain them away or we defend behavior. And I don't want to live in fear anymore. I don't want to live defending anybody else's behavior. I've owned my behavior, and I think that we all need to do our part in it. So, this is my book on domestic violence. It's called Why I Stayed, and it goes through a few different things. And I hope that if you read it, that you will let me know what you thought of it. I hope that it helps somebody out there. I hope that it educates people on why women stay and why it is so hard to leave. And I hope that if you are living in a relationship that is abusive, that you can gain the strength to feel better about yourself and leave if that's what you want to do, if that's your decision, but that you can move forward and heal in a better way. So when it becomes available, I will drop the link on the Facebook page just so you all know where it is. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Thank you.